Out with Rico and Karla is about to go live online. Catch select moments of All Out hit music, All Out celebrity interviews, All Out showbiz and sports news, All Out fun. Mid-mornings on The Monster. Streaming video on the Monster Facebook page at RX931, the Monster YouTube channel at RX931, or twitch.tv/Monster RX931. Your All Out hosts, Rico Robles and Karla Aguas. Stand by and enjoy the program.
Good morning, monsters. Hello, everybody.
Okay. Good morning. Good morning.
I'm super excited for this because I listened to the album and I cried myself to sleep. So let's get on with it. If this pandemic has done anything, monsters, it's made us dive into dangerous levels of introspection. Whether it be 4:30 in Toronto or in Manila, some of us feel like we shouldn't even be here. With all the tension, reading the news line by line, if the world was ending, here's hoping that there'll be more of you. So don't sing yourself to sleep just yet, because we've got the genius behind these 13 songs. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for JPs Favorite Instrument.
Hey!
Oh my
welcome
God.
back.
Extremely impressive.
Oh, thank you.
Very, very well put together.
Aw, I'm touched. Well, speaking of impressive, the frickin' album. Let's talk about it. Before anything else, congratulations. I mean,
Thank you.
your baby is out there for the world to consume, to cry to enjoy. How does it feel to just have all those 13 songs out there?
It's quite surreal because, these songs have just existed in my life. I made most of them in this room, and they've been such personal parts of my world for so long that the fact that these songs get to be listened to by people in rooms that I'm not in is just very strange still.
And for that moment to actually happen when people start singing your songs and all that, was that the dream when you first started writing songs, or was it just like a personal collection? I'll share it with the girl that I love or I fancy.
Songs have always been where I felt closest to myself. I was a shy kid. I was super insecure. I didn't really know where my self-confidence would be. And it was in writing songs that I first learned what it meant to have a good relationship with myself, or at least an insightful relationship with myself. And then the next step of that was I realized that the same thing that would bring me close to myself in my songs got to then be the thing that brought me closer to other people. And in realizing that, I was like, this is the most incredible thing I've ever found. I have to spend my life making songs. How do I make it a career? I don't know. I'll figure it out.
And figure it out you did. JP, if there's
yes,
one
you
thing
did.
you like to talk about is that you really are fond of journaling. That's something that you really do and that you turn to. When it came to writing the songs, I mean, did you go through past journal entries and were you like, okay, this is exactly you stumbled upon an entry and were like, this is the perfect one for a song? How does that work? How does that process work of you writing songs based off of things you've experienced or situations you've been in?
Yeah, I find I'm more candid if I'm not thinking about the song yet. Because if I'm thinking about the song, then I'm thinking about people hearing it. And if I'm thinking about people hearing it, then I could get shy. Then I could get I don't know if I want to tell them that. But if I just write in my journal and I don't think about it being for anyone but for me, then I can really be truthful and I can really get to the bottom of whatever it is I'm feeling. And that's therapeutic just for me without the songs. But then when I go to what I've written as source material, I'm able to take things that feel more sincere and put them in songs than maybe what I would have written if I was already thinking about someone hearing it.
Now, what were the challenges when you're writing songs in the early stages, and what are the challenges now when you're writing songs? Since all the world's opened up, but there was a time that you were just enclosed in such a tight space. What were the challenges that you had to face?
I'm not sure I've ever found songs challenging, because I learned early, and I'm very grateful to have learned early, that writing a bad song doesn't make me a bad songwriter. It just means it's a bad song. Because separating your judgment of what you have created from your judgment of yourself as the creator of that thing is super key to a healthy, functioning, creative relationship with yourself. Because, 9 times out of 10, I don't write a song I like.
Mhm.
And if I'm afraid to write something I don't like, then I will write nothing at all. But if I go in and I'm just going to write whatever happens, then, if I don't write those 9 bad songs, then I don't get to the 10th song, which ends up being the one I love.
Oh, I love
Wow.
that.
Yeah, I like the approach.
JP, I mean, you are responsible for one of our favorite go-to songs when quarantine first hit. Rico and I were talking about this. I mean, when we got to interview you the first time, If the World Was Ending had just been released and everyone was like, wow, this is gonna be my anthem, for this entire pandemic. Like, oh my God. I mean, and it's so incredible how you've managed to really speak your truth in the songs that you've released, and yet it can still relate to so many people. I mean, is that a driving force for you? Like you said, it's therapeutic, right? To journal and to write all of these things down. But is it also like a sort of therapy for you when you get to release a song and then you see people, messaging you, singing along, telling you how much it's helped? I mean, does it make you feel like less alone?
It's an incredible feeling. I have a couple thoughts on what you just said. Firstly, I feel like I have to clarify that we wrote If the World Was Ending in July of 2019. So we had no idea the type of relevance that it was going to take on, 7 months later. But I think, as a writer who's really trying to be as personal as possible, and I really am trying to write about what it feels like to be me, I think part of the recognition in that is that I'm not all that special. I'm like a basic human living a reasonably standard existence, at least emotionally. And I think so often as artists, like we like to feel like we're so special, right? We like to feel unique. But the magic in being an artist is actually not what makes you so special and so different. It's that if you can express your truth and what makes you you and what it feels like to be you, you're actually super similar to a lot of other people, and that's why they're going to relate to your song about what it feels like to be you.
Ooh, I love that.
I'm taking down notes here,
Dang.
Karla. I'm learning so much.
You got to give a TED Talk, JP. Like,
It's a goal. It's on my bucket list. TED Talk is definitely on my bucket list. I've gotten songs out of TED Talks.
See, I swear, Rico, we just found our man. Like, this is the man that we will turn to
here.
for life advice.
You're in the Philippines, right?
Yes.
I've always wanted to go. It's a dream of mine to go. My mom actually lived there for a number of years.
Wow.
She taught English at a refugee camp in the Philippines. And because of that, she had all these coworkers, Filipino coworkers who were friends growing up in Toronto, who would come over to the house and got to know a lot of them. It was, I've always wanted to go.
Oh my gosh, we would love to have you.
Did they bring Pinoy food? Did they let you try the food as well? Did they let you try the pancit and all that?
I don't remember the cooking. I remember them bringing over a karaoke machine.
Oh my God. Yes, that is a staple in every Filipino household. We're not even going to pretend. I mean, JP, dangerous levels of introspection. During the entire pandemic, were there things that you discovered about yourself as an artist and as a person that you never thought you were? Because you know how this was really a time where a lot of us were like, okay, I'm really going to sit down with myself and see if I'm a good human being, Did you have moments like that? And what did you discover?
I mean, it's over a year. If I hadn't learned something about myself, I think it would have happened, pandemic or not. What have I learned about myself over the last year? It's a good question. I think I've learned less details about myself that are new and more just learned how to be okay with the parts of myself that were already there, but I might have been a little shy about. Like, I'm a huge dork. And maybe I used to shy away from being such a dork. But in quarantine, I was like, I do not care. All I want to do is play bananagrams, watch Jeopardy, and drink boba, and I'm going to let myself do that. So
how is that dorky? That's awesome.
I mean, yes. And I think it's awesome now, too. It just took me a while to get to that. So I think there was a lot of, but that also goes along with having a little bit more success in my career and having success with exactly the art that I want to make, which has been really encouraging because I'm a weirdo, and I want to be able to like lean into that in the art. So I think I can't really put my finger on what I've learned about myself, but I have learned how to be a little bit more okay with myself.
Ooh, I love that. Rico,
You
I
know,
really
here
feel
on
like
the
we're
show,
talking to a therapist.
I mean, we're learning so much about life and everything, but you know, here on the show, we do have all out questions. It's just some fun questions,
Hit me, I'm
JP,
ready.
that you know, most people might not know about you. Now, what's that one thing that people don't know about you? Do you have any hidden talents? Do you have any
I'm an
hidden
open
human
book.
stunts?
I don't have too many secrets. What do people not know about me? I can play the musical saw. That's one I don't, that not many people know about.
Mhm.
Like a hand saw. I can play it like an instrument. What else do people not know about me? We already just talked about board games. I'm extremely good at board games. Like so good that
Really?
when people play board games with me, I gotta let them win the first time. I'm mostly good at games that aren't really that, like games that don't matter too much. I'm very competitive in things that don't matter. I'm not competitive at all in things that do matter. When it comes to my career, I want everyone to win. I don't feel like I'm up against anybody. But when it comes to bowling, I get heated.
Get a 300.
Okay,
Get a
okay.
perfect 300 all the time. That's what it
Okay,
is.
I've got a question. You said you love Jeopardy, right? If you were on Jeopardy, what category do you think you would ace like 100%?
I think I could do okay with geography. I think that would be okay. I could probably do all right with like a basketball history category. I don't know. My trivia knowledge is rather sporadic. It exists in random pockets. I'm not good at Jeopardy. I just enjoy watching smart people do their thing.
It's
I
like,
know,
you know,
it's
it
insane.
feels like when they don't get the answer, but you know the answer, you feel like, I'm smarter than that person.
Exactly.
That's
When I get 1 out of 20, I'm super high on myself.
Well, that's the perfect mentality, right? I mean, nobody's gonna hype you up but yourself, so you might as well do it and do it good. Food that you were obsessed with during lockdown, like you could not get enough of it.
I think I've had a boba every day for a year.
Oh my god, that's so unhealthy.
What flavor?
No. I get it with like 25% sugar. And I've done some research on it. The tapioca itself is not that unhealthy for you. It's like having a slice of bread. What's unhealthy about it is if you get the super sugary ones, and I don't get the super sugary ones.
I like this dorky side. It's like, let me research on my obsession with a random fact that I won't be able to really apply in everyday life, but you just did today. Congratulations.
Well, you're right. I did everyday life. I had to justify that it was okay for me to have it every day.
Rico?
Also, you know, JP, you're a great songwriter. You move a lot of people, but of course, great songwriters comes with a lot of emotion. Do you have any advice for those that are going through a heartache or heartbreak right now?
To be honest, I do not. I think people make the mistake actually of looking to songwriters for advice on getting through their heartbreak in relationships. Us knowing how to talk about it does not mean we're good at it. If anything, my advice is do not look to songwriters for advice on your relationships.
Oh, I like that because we so would.
Yeah.
You know, JP, we wish we could have you for longer, but we know you're busy. What do you want fans rather to take away from these 13 songs? Like, if they listen to all, what do you want them to walk away with, like throughout the entire experience of listening?
I hope they feel a little bit closer to a part of themselves that they're a little bit afraid of. I'm less interested in people feeling close to me in this music than I am with them finding some access to some part of themselves with the music as a way to help them get there.
Wow.
Karla, I have one
him.
more before we go. Behind him is actually a rack of guitars. What
It's
is
true.
your favorite instrument there? What is your favorite that's like your prized possession that you can show us?
My favorite actually isn't on the rack because I was just playing it today. Is it? It's still in the case. My favorite instrument is either my Gibson Hummingbird or my Gibson Les Paul. My closest available instrument is this small mini hummingbird ukulele. So I'm going to show you this. It's a new one.
Nice.
A baby hummingbird.
That is so pure. JP, thank you so much for joining us. Message to all of your Filipino fans because you have a lot, honey, and they want you to come to the Philippines as soon as possible. Message.
Sir, firstly, salamat. I appreciate you for caring about my music. I want to come sing these songs with you so badly, and I'm doing my very best. I'm gonna get there as soon as I can. I just got to make as many people care as possible, and then I will get on a plane. I will fly there, and I will sing as many songs to you as you want. I cannot wait. Thank you for caring about my music, and I'll see you as soon as possible. Salamat.
Thank you, JP. Oh my
Hey,
gosh.
man.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the one, the only, JP
JPs
SAXE.
Thanks,
Thank you,
man. Take
JP.
care.
Thank you.
Take care.
Oh my gosh,
Always great
Rico,
to have 'em.
why did we learn so much? Can we take
Right?
a moment to just be like, okay, thank you. We attended JP's TED Talk. That was really good, though. That truly was.
Even for just a few minutes, we got to experience something that a lot of people would want to learn, would like to hear, as far as songwriting and just getting yourself out there. It's
Yep.
wow, it's just great to have them the second time around.
I
It seems like
know.
it was the first time, as they say. But
Aw.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
We
get me a
learned
boba.
so much. I can't. Oh my gosh. If anything, get yourself a boba today because it turns
Yeah.
out, monsters, the boba isn't that bad for you. So again, thank you for joining us. If you guys are big fans of JP SAXE, or if you know somebody who's a big fan of JP SAXE, don't forget to link them this video. Share it, like it, send it to all of your friends. Until then, for Facebook Live, for YouTube, for Twitch, he's Rico Robles Live.
And she is Karla Aguas. More music. Let's play his song. Here's JP SAXE with Dangerous Levels of Introspection on the Monster.
Monster exclusive interview only on Manila's hottest Monster RX 93.1.